Hey guys, Henry here, and today I'm going to be talking about Everest. So the film Everest is actually based on real-life events that occurred in 1996 during a commercialized climb to the top of the highest summit on Earth, Mount Everest. Jason Clarke plays Robert Hall, who is the leader of the company called Adventure Consultants, and he leads a team up the mountain all the way to the summit despite facing bad weather conditions and overcrowding on the mountain. There's a huge variety of characters forming part of the Adventure Consultants team, ranging from Josh Brolin's Beck Weathers, a prideful self-made man from Texas, to John Hawkes' resilient, hardworking postman in Doug Hansen. The first thing I want to say about this movie is that I felt that it was really honest and told a truthful story. It didn't exaggerate anything, it didn't play up anything to seem like it was more dangerous or whatever, to sort of sensationalize the experience. I felt that was very quaint and it was very genuine. The performances in this movie were absolutely amazing. They were very real and genuine. They had New Zealand accents, they had Australian accents. I mean, Keira Knightley played a New Zealander and her accent was pretty on point. I'm from Australia, I do recognize the Kiwi accent and it did sound pretty on point. Her moments with Jason Clarke over the phone, although they're never really together, their separation itself causes really heartfelt moments and conflict, and the film did a really good job with having Keira Knightley and Jason Clarke feeling so separate and so far apart, having the silence of Keira Knightley's room to the winds blowing when Jason Clarke's on the radio. It really separates them and shows you how far apart they are in the world. And I think there's even a line that says he might as well be on the moon because they just seem so far apart, so separate. Emily Watson in particular did a terrific job as the base camp controller. She was trying to maintain her composure as the disaster struck. Her tone in her voice and her expression in her face really hit you. You can really feel her desperation, you can feel her grief, and you can feel her helplessness as she feels like she's in such a position where she is close enough to the mountain, but she can't actually go up there and help. She can't actually do anything. All she can do is relay messages and try and talk to them. So Everest doesn't actually give you that edge of the seat, heart-pounding sensation, those thrills. It doesn't actually build it up with music so that you feel like something dangerous is about to happen and then some sounds and noises occur. It doesn't do any of that. And that might turn some people off this movie because this movie doesn't really build up on those tense moments. It doesn't really create or capitalize off those high pressure, tense situations. But it was this fact that I sort of liked the movie a little bit more, because by not sensationalizing or exaggerating the story, it feels like the director and the storyteller is giving a really honest and genuine recount of what happened. The movie itself just feels solemn and the tone is subdued rather than having a lot of music to build up a lot of tension. It settles for more subtle moments rather than having that upbeat, tense, tension-filled music and cutting. It has that really subdued, slow pace throughout. Just basically, it didn't Hollywood the whole story. It just kept it honest, kept it genuine. Okay, the visuals in this film were absolutely insane. They filmed on Everest, they filmed Everest itself, they filmed on mountains in freezing cold conditions, maybe not on Everest but in Italy. And yes, the actors were actually freezing. The director was freezing while filming this movie. And that itself is a testament to how honest and realistic this film was. Sure, there was a little bit of green screen, but you could tell this movie was not green screen and CGI heavy. It was really practical, and you could see that they were actually on the mountain with real snow in their bloody beards, and they were actually freezing. Unfortunately, I read up on this, and they did film in Everest, and unfortunately, 16 Sherpas died carrying supplies up the mountain for them. This happened because of an avalanche, and that's really sad to hear as well. You really have to pay your respects when you watch a movie that has cost lives, because that's the extent they went to film this film for you to watch. The views in the film were great, and there was just one thing that I wish happened a bit more. I wish I got to see a bit more of the summit. I wish I got to stand there and look out just like they would have. I know maybe it would just be a bunch of clouds, but I would like to have had a better view up there because I felt like it was really short-lived. It was just up there for a little bit, and I wish we were there for a bit longer. Everest as a movie itself is not a typical film with a story, with a villain, a conflict, etc. This movie is an experience. It's a recount of someone's story, and you've been put next to them to go on them with this adventure. You actually feel like you're training, you feel like you're getting ready to climb this mountain, then you actually start climbing the mountain, and then you start going through all this terrible disaster. This movie itself really puts you in their shoes. The close-ups, the views that you get is really realistic, and it makes you feel like you're in the film. Sort of like Gravity, when you were with Sandra Bullock the whole time. You felt like you're with her. You're with her and you're experiencing everything she was experiencing firsthand. This movie was just like that. You're following Jason Clarke and you're there helping people up, climbing the mountain, prepping for the mountain, trying to face adversity. And I think that's really good, because when you go to the movies, you go for an experience, you go to feel something, and this movie actually really makes you feel something. So overall, Everest, I felt, was a really, really good movie. I felt like it was a real and genuine experience. For the first half of the movie, I was really enjoying it. I was there, I was part of it, and the second half, I was there and part of it, but at the same time I was glad that I was actually in the cinema, sitting in my comfy seat and not freezing to death. I think that a lot of people will enjoy this movie very much because it is an experience, it's unique, it is beautiful to watch, and the characters and the performances are all excellent. There's some tear-jerking moments, of course there is. This is a true story, and it just hits harder when it's a true story, and the reality is very, very heavy. But I do feel like some people will not like this movie simply because it wasn't exciting enough, it didn't have enough drama or action, but that didn't faze me. I felt this movie was absolutely great. And I have much respect for all the actors and all the crew for putting themselves through the hardship themselves, going into the snow and actually filming it in those harsh conditions, because that is crazy. You're watching this movie and these people are suffering just climbing the thing. Imagine bringing up cameras and bringing up supplies just to film. I would say Everest was a really, really good film, and I would re-watch it again over and over, so I'm definitely going to get it on Blu-ray. Thank you guys for watching this review. If you liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more reviews from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got another channel called Clowd TV where I make skits, sketches, and travel videos, so if you want to see more of me, be sure to check that out as well. Share your thoughts on Everest in the comments down below. I also want to know if other people have gone on crazy hikes up to Everest, because I haven't been myself. I want to know if it's similar to what the movie has. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.